we are going to learn Agile methodology. What is Agile methodology? It is a process. It is a process. So what is a process? Process is nothing but a standard guidelines that everybody need to follow who are working in the project. Okay, for example, I am developing a banking application. In this banking application development, okay, currently we have 5 team members are there. Team members. So attrition rate is very high, right? In IT industry, people used to jump from one company to another company, right? So these 5 members, out of 5 members, 2 members resigned. And again, 2 people have been recruited by the company, and 2 guys are newcomers. Newcomers means freshers to the project. If you don't follow a standard procedure or process, okay, automatically the newcomers not able to cope up with the project deliverables. They can't work. They can't also understand what is going on in the project. So if all the projects follow the standard or systematic procedure to deliver the application to the client or to deliver the product, definitely even a newcomers can able to understand what is going on in the project, and they can able to cope up, and they can quickly understand the project deliverables, and they can help with the they can what you call support ongoing deliverables more quickly, right? So for example, if your project or if your company is not following these methodologies in a more stringent manner or strict manner, then of course we'll have a lot of loopholes and project will go into red. Red means your deliverables get delayed. So the Agile methodology is also one such kind of a process. What is Agile methodology? As discussed, actually, Agile methodologies. Most of the IT projects or software industry, projects are following Agile methodologies. Okay. The reason is it encourages flexible responses to the change. That means if there is any change in the project, other models like waterfall model or spiral model cannot support like Agile methodologies. Agile software development process supports the changes happening in the project. Okay. So what are the flavors of Agile methodologies? There are 4 flavors: Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, and Lean. What is Scrum? Nothing. Agile method. If you got a job, if you are going to open a project which is following Agile methodologies, 99% of the projects follow Scrum in IT industry. Okay, in IT industry, 99% of the projects follow Scrum. The Scrum is a time-boxed method. Okay, time box means what? Time box means nothing. They'll give very limited time to deliver the product. Okay. Ideally, the Scrum period is 2 weeks, 2 weeks Scrum or a sprint. That means within 2 weeks, you have to develop the project. You have to integrate the the code develop and also do the white box testing. That means you need code testing, and we also do the testing, functional testing, and we have to deliver the product to the client with a done status. DONE, done status. Done means what actually? Done means what? Project is delivered. Project is delivered. Okay. So most of the projects in IT industry follows Scrum methodology. Scrum is one of the practice. Okay. See here, you can see they have clearly mentioned it is used in a development project. Then coming to Kanban. What is Kanban? What is Kanban? What is Kanban? See, Kanban is again a one more practice. Kanban is a one more practice in Agile. This is very useful when project is in maintenance phase. What is maintenance phase? See, you are using ICICI Bank application. ICICI Bank application has internet banking, loans, cards, and all, right? How long you are using this ICICI Bank online portal? Please mute yourself. Yeah. How long you are using this Kanban? I mean ICICI Bank. For so long, actually, I am using from the same portal almost some 7 to 8 years. From past 7 to 8 years, I'm using the same portal. That means there are no major changes in the portal because the application is stable. There are no major changes. If there is any change, they will simply add those functionality to the existing platform. To the existing functionality of the application, we simply add. We never do complete complete upgrade or not something like complete redrawing the functionality. Okay, complete revamp won't happen because if you take any bank, loans, cards, some general banking activities are common. These are already there in the application, hence they won't change. They won't change. So if the application reaches maintenance stage means there is no major changes. In such kind of projects, we follow Kanban. You can ask this question, sir, if there is no major changes, why we need to follow again a practice? Even the application is stable and in a maintenance stage, of course, there will be changes on day-to-day basis. But the changes are minor, not medium or major. I'll tell you one example. So ICICI Bank is offering Coral card and some platinum card and gold card, some silver card. Suddenly they have introduced a corporate card. Right? Corporate card, it's a credit card. They issue this card only people who earns more than 3 lakhs per month. That means people who work as a vice president and SVP, senior vice president, they want to issue this card. So they are going to target a particular segment of the customer. At the same time, what you call the basic operations of the credit card is remain same, right? Credit card, basically we can use a credit card in emergencies and we can basically do some shopping, right? The basic operations of the credit card for corporate people also remain same, but they have introduced a new credit card. Okay, they are going to target a special people. Okay, so then automatically what that does, actually they create one more functionality and add to the existing platform. That means changes would be there. Then how Kanban is useful here? Kanban is a practice that basically have a dashboard. In the dashboard, whenever there is a change happens in the application, we can track the entire change from the brainstorming concept development to go to live. For all the phases, we can track in the dashboard of the Kanban. Kanban is one of the practice. Yeah, it is recording, right? Yeah, I'm recording. Don't worry, I'm recording. Kanban. Then coming to extreme programming, what is extreme programming? Nothing, yeah, it's very simple. See, I'm just going to show you here itself. See, we have created a multiple pages. See here, we have created multiple pages. Suddenly, I want to rename this class. So just take this one. Today, when I just explained this. So I want to rename unit bank test demo .java. This is a class. Okay, right? I want to rename it. So to rename, we use a refactor. Don't directly go to rename here. We never do also. Why? Because the name which we are using here might have been used by the multiple artifacts of the project. Multiple artifact means multiple files of the same project have the entry of this class. If you change only in one place, that definitely impact your project structure. Then automatically you have to go do each and every entity manually. That is really tedious job, and they are prone to errors, and your project does not work at the end of the day. So what you need to do, we have to use extreme programming techniques. One of the technique is the refactoring. Just go to refactor and then rename. If you change rename, automatically it will show all the changes in different apps. Just click rename. Just go to unit bank 1. See here, update in references, all the references, update similarity named variables and methods, update textual references and formats, right? Just click next. See here will show by convention, it is going to start with uppercase. So you have to give the uppercase. If you follow this, actually your readability of the code is very high. That's what it is telling. Let's click next. See here, in these 3 places, it's going to change. Okay, got it? It's going to change in the multiple places. Just click next. Automatically, it will change all the changes. But currently, I'm not changing it. So that is all about extreme programming. Extreme programming means basically that is also one of the technique we follow. Rapid application development. We also call RAD, RAD, rapid application development. That is also one of the process we follow to develop the application in a more faster and robust and a more modular manner, more readable manner. Nowadays, you might heard about mobile first. That means whatever the application you are going to develop, the code is compatible for all the platforms. You can reuse the same code for mobility. We can also reuse the same code for desktop. We can also reuse the same code for tablet or tablet whatever. Without doing major changes, we can use the same code. Without doing any major changes to the code, we can simply reuse that code for multiple formats. That is all about rapid application development. Rapid application development is part of extreme program. Okay, that is also part of one of the flavor of agile methods. Finally, lean. What is lean? Lean is nothing but a removal of wastage. We never use lean basically. We never use lean. Okay, practice in the software industry. Lean basically useful in a automobile and manufacturing sector. Okay, can ignore for time being. Then coming to who are involved in agile methodologies. Okay, so what is the difference you can see in agile methodologies when you compare with the traditional models? See, in agile methodologies, the deployment cycle time is very less. I told you, right? If you want to develop a new feature, ideally they will give 2 weeks time. Within 2 weeks, you have to complete. But in traditional models like waterfall model, right? They will give 2 months, 3 months, 4 months also. Ideally, that is not suitable for application development. In agile methodologies, we just track what are the requirements have been implemented, how many requirements are there in a progress stage, and how many requirements are in closure stage. We can track basically. And agile methodologies are a quick response to the changes. Okay, that is also one of the characteristics of agile methodologies. What is Scrum? Scrum also referred as a sprint. I told you already. Different phases are there in sprint or Scrum. And generally in Scrum, what exactly we do? We first plan the Scrum or sprint, and then we implement, and then we inspect, and we do retrospect. Okay, what is this plan, implement, inspect, and retrospect? I will give one simple example. Okay, I want to implement login functionality in the current sprint. Today we have our date is 30th, right? So by 15th, I have to deliver this. 15th April, I have to deliver this login function. How to deliver? How we are going to deliver? We have to plan it, right? First of all, you have to plan within 15 days. I have to deliver login functionality at least for a gold card customer. Different customers are there. For each customer, login functionality is different. Okay. So for gold card customer, I have to deliver login functionality. To deliver that, we have user stories of some around 8 user stories are there. User stories means sub functionality. Login is the main functionality. Inside that, we have sub functionalities like 7 functionalities are there. So how do you implement these user stories? First, product manager, he pushes that user stories into the Scrum Master bucket. Scrum Master can able to see how many what do you call user stories are there in the bucket for the current sprint. Then based on the number of resources and number of user stories, he will plan. That is all about planning. Okay, and then produce and implement. The second stage is developers have their respective user stories in their respective buckets. They can start implementing the functionality. That is all about the produce and implement. And the next stage is inspect. This is where actually we check whether we have been properly implemented or not, and test it. And finally, we deliver the product to the client with a done status. After fixing all the defects in the current cycle, we deliver the product to the client. That is all about inspect. Inspect means client see the project basically. Inspect is nothing but a demonstration here. Demo. We have to demonstrate that we have implemented all the functionalities for the current sprint. It is working fine. Then client should say okay, or should give his approval or sign off. Then we do retrospect. What is the retrospect? Don't get confused. Retrospect is nothing but a learning from the mistakes. That means we simply see what went wrong, what went correct. What went wrong, why it went wrong. What are the best practices we have adopted in the current cycle or current sprint? Even though we have implemented a great practices, what went wrong, why it went wrong, what are the learnings from the mistakes. That is all about adopt or a retrospect. Okay, basically it is a kind of a brainstorm. Yeah, roles. Coming to roles, I told you product manager is there, product owner, scrum master, development team. Product owner, he look after the roadmap and vision and goals of the releases, return on investment and scope of the release. Scrum master, he is responsible for the scrum process. He is basically a delivery manager. Product manager is a product manager. Okay, development team, they are responsible for the respective works. So this is enough for agile methods. As a developer or tester, especially those who are very new to projects, they don't ask much here. They definitely ask what is what in agile methodologies in interviews. Okay. So what are the day-to-day activities of agile? First, the very first and foremost activity is planning the sprint, where we decide sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is nothing. See, the names, words look so difficult, but the actually internal meaning is very simple. Backlog means what? How many user stories are pending? We're supposed to develop 7 user stories, but we could not deliver. We delivered only 4. Then how many things are pending? 3, right? Those user stories are called actually sprint backlog. We decide sprint backlog means how many stories we are going to implement in the current sprint. That is what all about the sprint backlog. Decide sprint backlog. That happens during the sprint planning. Daily Scrum. If you go to Agile Methodologies projects, definitely daily you will have one call. You have to update your status. What is what you are doing? Okay, what is the progress of the work, and what are the blockages you have? Okay, what is the showstoppers you have in your work, and what are the reasons? Okay, and so on. You have to explain the daily Scrum call. Then sprint retrospection. We improve the plan. Finally, product backlog refinement. We refine the requirements for the upcoming sprints. These are day-to-day activities of the Agile methodologies. Then coming to artifacts, product backlog, that is, I told you already, pending list of items that needs to be delivered. Okay, product backlog, list of tasks that planned for the current sprint, current sprints. Okay, we also do effort estimation. Who does effort estimation? As a developer or tester, we never do. Only team lead or project manager does the effort estimation. Okay. So if you look at the big picture of Agile methodologies, first we have a discovery phase where we define all the objects and recruit the people for the current project. We onboard the team basically. So that is all about discovery. Then initiation, where we create a vision document and user stories. Okay, writing user stories, planning, release planning, and team enablement. That means providing the training to all the team members and designing the base architecture and product. Then we start the sprints. Sprint planning, produce a working architecture, working software, daily sprint meeting, product backlog grooming, review and retrospective. So these all 5 tasks happen each and every sprint. That's why here you can see sprint 1 to n. So this is all about Agile methodologies. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions quickly. So Agile methodologies is part of software development lifecycle. Software development lifecycle is a basic and fundamental concept. Okay, for both the developers and testers. I guess clear? Everybody.
Can you please repeat extreme programming?
Extreme programming. Extreme programming you don't need to do. Extreme programming only does by the developers. One thing. Second thing, extreme programming is a practice I told you that comes in a rapid application development. Okay. Rapid application development is again a practice. I just show you one example, right? If you want to make a change into one class, that has a huge impact on other classes also. So what you can do, so most of the softwares came with the extreme programming techniques. So that automatically make changes to all the entries of the project. So that will reduce our effort at the same time that enables rapid application development. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next thing is actually testing. Starting with testing. So far we have discussed what is the process we follow to develop the entire software. We just look when we are viewing the entire thing as a big picture, like what is software, how to develop the software using Agile methodologies, right? Coming to testing. Okay. So what is testing? Before going to understand testing, testing is nothing but ensure that application is working as per the client requirement. That is all about testing. Right? Ensure that the application is working as per the client requirement or not is all about testing. So testing has so many levels. What are the levels of testing? What are the levels of testing? What is level? If you play some temple run game, temple run game will be there, right, in your mobiles, Android or any mobile. So how to play? First we start with level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and so on level n, right? In testing also, in testing the software also, we have different levels. Okay, what are those levels? Starting with the unit testing. Please mute yourself. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of this. Unit testing, then integration testing, and then we do unit testing, integration testing, and then system testing. Acceptance testing, user acceptance testing. why we have to learn these levels of testing first of all? See, we should know as a tester or developer, we follow again a standard procedure and process, right? So while testing, we can't directly start with system testing. At the same time, we can't directly start with integration testing. First, we start with unit testing. Okay, and then we continue with our integration. The next level is system testing, and the next level is user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing. Okay, we can give also the okay. So what is unit testing? What is unit testing? Unit means what? Unit means a single independent okay piece of function. Okay. So example, issue checkbook in a banking domain, issuing a checkbook. Okay. One functionality. Change PIN is another functionality. Reset password is another functionality. Right? Correct or not? Address change is another functionality. These are different functionalities. Okay. To develop these functionalities, ideally, for example, okay, I'm a developer. I'll create a one simple class called class update. So this simply write update is the constructor. So this okay. Customer ID, customer, customer, yeah, bank account, log, bank account, okay. Short, P, customer. So this is closed. Okay. And I'll write a one more function called change. I'll set the values like address equal to new address. Okay. And customer ID same as it is. I don't change anything. I'll update and return. The class is closed. Class is closed. So just assume I'm a developer. I just created this class. How do you test it? First of all, why we need to test? Why we need to test this code?
Whether it's running properly or not.
Yes, very good. To ensure that the code which the developer has written working as per the client requirement or okay, we have to not we. Okay, just remember functional tester does not test does not carry unit testing. Please mute again. I'm making a lot of noise. Oh, okay. So as a functional tester, we never do any kind of unit testing. Only developers does unit testing. Only developers does a unit testing. So under unit testing, they look at the particular piece of code and the check whether their code is working properly or not. That is all about unit testing. Unit testing is also called as white box testing. Okay, unit testing is also called as white box testing. What is white box? White box means the box, also called as glass box. It is a box. It is made up of glass. So of course it is a transparent. Transparent means we can able to see what is inside the box. Of course, right? We can able to see what is inside the class. That is all about unit testing or a black box system. Because if you apply the same concept to the testing, the tester can able to see what is the code inside and what is the logic implemented, how many classes a developer has created, and their relationships and the logic of the code. Everything you can able to see during unit testing. That is all about the white box testing or the glass box testing. Testers ideally test the code of the application with respect to its functionality and logic. Okay. Here we basically target the syntactical error, runtime error, and logical errors. All those kind of errors would be checked thoroughly and fixed it before going to the next level. The next level is this is first level basically. The next level, once the application is stable, I mean the code is freezed, then you go for integration. What is integration testing? What is integration testing? What is integration testing?
Integrate.
Yeah. So I will tell you one example. You are working in a project where we have around 5 members are there. 5 team members are there. Okay. Each member is working on their respective modules. Respective module they are working. So how they are going to test their code at the end of the day? They simply integrate their code with each other and test whether they are working on it, right? That is all about integration. Integration means they integrate their code and test whether the code is working or not. That is all about integration testing. Okay. Integrate means I am working login. You are working in account summary page. Can you enter into the account summary page without login? No, right? So first we integrate the login with a sorry with the account summary page and check whether both are integrated properly. That is all about integration testing, where we check the integrity of the data. Integrity of the application is checked. Okay, integrity of the application or data, whatever it is, we check during integration testing phase. Okay. Under integration, again, a bottom-up approach, top-down approach are there that we'll discuss. And then we'll discuss about system testing and user acceptance testing. So is that clear to all of you? What are the concepts we discussed so far? Let me know if you have any questions.
So once again, to repeat integration testing.
Integration testing is nothing but integrity of the application needs to be tested. Okay, integrity means how do you check? I told you different team members working in the same point, right? One team member working on login, another person is working on some another XYZ function. So there is a relationship between their code. Okay, so the code 1 doesn't work without code 2. Same time code 2 doesn't work without code 1. Then how to test it? We integrate both the codes. That means that this is also done by developer only, not functional testers. They integrate their code and test it as a code. That is all about integration testing. Okay. Okay, then catch up tomorrow at the same time. Okay.